The following is a 45-minute guided choiceless awareness meditation. Select a location for your practice where you'll be comfortable and uninterrupted. Sit in an erect, upright position, either on a chair, floor, or a cushion, and allow your body to become still. Simply bring your attention to the fact that you're breathing. Giving yourself permission to switch off your usual way of operating, which is probably more or less constant doing. And use this practice as an invitation to switch to a mode of non-doing and simply being. Using the time that we have together to become aware of your full being. Becoming aware of the movement of breath as it comes into your body, as it leaves your body. Instead of manipulating the breath, letting it be how it is and not changing it. Simply being aware of it. Perhaps observing your breath deep down in your belly, feeling the abdominal wall as it expands, and as it falls back down towards the spine on the out-breath. Simply be here each moment with each breath, not trying to do anything, simply staying with your breath. Of course, from time to time, your mind will wander into thoughts, fantasies, anticipations of the future, or worrying about the past. When you notice your attention is no longer here on the breath, simply bring yourself back to the breath without giving yourself a hard time. picking it up wherever it happens to be, either on an in-breath or an out-breath, just observing and moving closer to your breathing. Continuing to use your breath as an anchor to refocus your attention, allowing the breath to bring you back into the present moment where you notice what is moving in and out of the mind, but simply staying with the breath. Now, as you observe your breathing, you may be finding that from time to time, sensations from your body come into the field of your awareness. Maybe discomfort, agitation, or whatever it may be, could be a source of distraction. As you maintain your awareness and your breathing, see if it's possible to just expand the field of your awareness around your breathing so that it also includes the sense of your body as a whole. Bringing your first primary attention now to the body as you become aware of all the sensations while you sit here. Perhaps the sensation of touch, the contact of the chair or the floor with your body, or the placement of your feet, maybe the buttocks in your legs as you sit in a straight posture with your back erect. Perhaps noticing the sensation and the heaviness of the head as it's balanced and dignified. Remaining here, observing the body, the sense of your body as a whole, with whatever feelings and sensations that come up in any moment. Continuing to observe what comes up without any judgment or reaction. Just being here fully, totally present with your whole body, complete and dignified. You may notice that your mind may have wandered off. Simply bring it back here to your breath and then the overall sense of your body as you sit here. Being present with what comes up as you sit here, focusing on your body as a whole, noticing any sensations that may be grabbing your attention from time to time, being present with them, and expanding out to the whole body as you sit here, not going anywhere, not doing anything, just simply being, simply sitting. You may notice that there are times when the sensations in one part of your body become really overwhelming. Perhaps they dominate the field of your awareness to the point that it becomes really difficult to sit still and focused. If this is happening to you, you have two choices. One is to mindfully shift to a more comfortable position to relieve some intensity. And the other is to be curious about the intensity and simply stay with it, without moving, restricting your attention to these periods of intensity, zeroing right in to that region of the body that's experiencing it. Watching the sensation in each moment and breathing into it and breathing out of it. Noting your reactions, observing everything that comes up as you sit with the pain body. Continuing to observe your body and what's with you at this present moment. And as you sit here, if you feel comfortable and ready to shift your attention, allowing the field of your awareness to expand, and this time we'll focus on hearing, towards the sounds that we may not be aware of in our environment, or perhaps even from our own body. Noticing how we began our focus on the breath and moved to our body as a whole, and now simply moving our attention towards the ears and letting your entire being be present with the sense of hearing. Inviting you here to hear from one moment to the next as you sit here and breathe. And if you do hear something, observe whether you're judging it or deciding whether you like or dislike the sound. Simply reside in the moment and be with the hearing. If you find yourself to be lost in thought, bring yourself back to this moment, aware of the sounds that may or may not exist around you. Bring your attention to the space between sounds, awareness of the silence that may be present, moment by moment, moment by moment. And again, if at any point you notice that your mind is distracted, with ease and kindness, bring it back to either your breathing or bring it back directly to your ears, to right now, to whatever is here as you sit. Once again, as we sit here, we'll slowly shift our field of awareness when you feel ready. We began with the breath, expanded the awareness to include the whole body. Then we expanded to include sound, developing the capacity to concentrate deeply on one particular object of attention. This time we'll expand the awareness to include thinking, to the mind. The invitation here is to include thoughts as they move through your mind. So rather than getting distracted or breaking your concentration, we'll now actually focus and open the observation of the thinking process itself. So letting your breathing sense of body and sounds to be in the background while allowing the thinking process itself to become the center stage for the moment. Rather than following individual thoughts or getting involved in the content of the thought, simply see each thought as it comes up as an observable event, just like a sound came and went. And let your thoughts just come and go as you sit here in stillness, witnessing them, observing them, without any judgment or attachment. You may notice that there are no thoughts at all, or that you're so deep into one thought, or perhaps your attention is somewhere else. Simply bringing yourself back out and allowing yourself to watch the thoughts as they are clouds in the sky, different sizes and shapes, moving at different pace throughout the sky, inviting you to come back to the observation of the thought. Now, of course, thoughts can take form of various content. They can either be neutral or highly charged. Perhaps you're fearful of the thought. Maybe the thought is of deadlines and obligations. Maybe it's a discrete thought. Maybe it's a thought you pursue or you reject. Perhaps it's a thought that makes no sense at all. No matter what the content of the thought, simply observe it in a neutral, kind, curious way. And allow the mind to be the main area of your attention right now. And when we're ready for the remaining time of our meditation, we're going to let go of all objects of attention. We'll let go of breathing, our body, hearing, observing the thought, and instead we'll focus on any of them, anyone that's present, anyone that comes up. Allowing you to be fully aware of the moment, aware of whatever it is that's within the sphere of your being. So if a thought comes up, observing the thought. If the sound comes up, observing the sound. If the pain comes up, observing the pain. And if the breath comes up, noticing it. Just being here as complete, whole, human. An invitation to bring your attention to this present moment again. Perhaps if you were deep in attachment to a sound or an emotion or a thought or a bodily sensation, to zoom out and simply notice what is present with you. An invitation to continue to be here, present with all that is opening to you, all that is being shown. Before completing our meditation practice, bringing our attention to the breath, mentally noting the entire body. Scanning for any sound that may be present at this point. Checking in with the mind, and observing any thoughts that may pop up. And for about a minute, just allowing yourself to be present with any emotion or feeling that's coming up for you. Observing the state of the heart. As we end this meditation, hopefully you recognize that you've spent this time intentionally nourishing yourself. And you might want to just congratulate yourself for taking this time and energy to do this exercise. Perhaps engaging in a couple of mindful stretches as you end your practice.